Hello, everybody. My name is Hellkaiser, and welcome to Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. We got a PS5 finally. Uh, wasn't easy. I was able to get one though, thank God, and didn't have to pay exuberant prices. I don't believe in the scalpers, but it's getting to the point, in the stores and stuff, you can't get them in store, and so they kind of cornered the market. But it's very hard to find one. But thank God I was able to. Uh, I'm not going to say that I didn't. I got it at the regular price because I'd be lying, but I got it a little bit over. You know, if somebody's just saying like 50, 60 bucks, something like that for convenience, I would say that's acceptable. It's still not fair, but I mean, as much as people are saying wait till 2022, I mean, 2022, from the way things are going, it might not be no different. So I just went ahead. I've been wanting one, and I got it. Devil May Cry 5 is my favorite game of all time. Castlevania Symphony of the Night has always been my favorite, but I played this game 6 times all the way through, and then I just wanted to test it for our playthrough on this PS5 version, and I almost finished the whole game again. I had to stop myself when I got to Dante's story because I didn't want to gain any powers or abilities that would be considered spoilers because there's still only one save file. But at first I thought this game's good, but it's not as good as 3 because you don't get Dante, and I'm a fan of the OG. He's always been a very important character to me. He's one of my favorite characters in gaming. In terms of his style, I guess I have a thing for white-haired anime-looking protagonists in games. But it's just this game has grown on me. Since I've been playing 1 through 4, that just validated it for me. This is the greatest character action, is now what they've defined it as, or not. No, that's what Yahtzee calls it. I forget what the spectacle fighter, whatever it is. I don't know which one it's called. Insert whatever name you call it. I call it a hack and slash. It's the best of its genre. It's the best action game, I'll put it that way, on the bloody market. This game has rewritten the rules for what a modern action game should be. If you want just the review, if you don't want to see me play the game, I can give it to you in 5 words. Buy this thing now. It might have been one less, I don't care. It's great. If you don't have a PS5, I'll show you what you don't get. We'll talk for a second about this. What you get is, if you go down here to the graphics options, you get ray tracing. Now, I'm playing this on a 1080p monitor I'm playing on my computer monitor. I haven't got my TV hooked up in here yet. I was working on that today. Just, they got away from me. The next recording might look better than this one. You have regular graphics like you get on PC. You get ray tracing on graphics and ray tracing performance. It's supposed to make your thing go down to 30 FPS. I played it on all 3 just a minute ago to test it, and it didn't seem to affect it no differently. I think because it went 1080p, it's locked at 60 FPS to upscale that. So that's what we're doing. We're playing it on there. There is a high frame rate mode, but you gotta have 120 hertz display, and I don't have a monitor that does that on the HDMI slot. Pardon me. And I don't have a TV that does it. I don't go in for brand new TVs. I have a 4K HDR TV, and to me, that's all you needed. I'm not one of those people. My computer setup and my game setup is more important to me than a big TV, but now I'm guessing it's getting to that point where you need it. So that's the main deal you're getting on the PS5. That's really the only exclusive thing you're getting, is ray traced reflections. And realistically speaking, they don't end lighting, by the way. You can kind of see it's got lighting too. You don't really notice it that much. Like, you notice a little bit on his arm. That's the main thing I noticed, because it stays on Nero the whole time. But when you switch to other characters and stuff, it's not noticeable. I played with it off on the TV most of the time, just because I didn't want no loss of performance. Other than that, you go down here to game options, I think it is. You got turbo mode, which just makes the game run 20% faster. Essentially speeding everything up. Yes, I know. And then you have Legendary Dark Knight mode. It's the new difficulty, also exclusive to the PS5. And it's the most highest difficulty in the game. And next to, like the stuff where it's one hit kill and all that, that's different. That's more like what you call gimmick modes. In terms of proper difficulty, this is the last of the proper difficulty modes. And it's hard. And then you get Virgil. But Virgil is available on the PC, PS4, Xbox One as a $6 DLC. The only other things that you don't get with this game is the EX taunts, V and Virgil's alternate colors, and a music pack. And I think that's about it. And you can get all that in a bundle for like $10, except for the music pack, which is like $2. So if you care about the unlocks a little earlier, you can do that, but you don't have to. You can unlock all that for free, except for the music pack. So that's what you don't get. But you don't get turbo mode, ray tracing, which doesn't seem to matter too much, and Legendary Dark Knight mode. So if you just care about playing as Virgil, I don't recommend buying a PS5 to get this game. If you want to play this game, though, I would say this is the best way to pick it up if you have a PS5 and you've not experienced it yet, because this is one of the most fantastic games in the world. This is the most fantastic game I've ever played. I'll share a story with you real quick, and then we'll get going. When this game first came out in 2018, I was getting older, and I guess I've been playing games since I was 2. And I guess it was at that point in my life where I was thinking I need to grow more out of it, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Getting older, life is rushing towards me, no more playing around. And then I didn't really play this game when it first came out. I don't want to call it a depression, but I just wasn't feeling real into games at this point. It was the reasons I guess I just said. Like Persona 5 Royal, and this, and I think it's like Final Fantasy VII. It was like for a while, just one or two games would catch my interest, and I would buy these games and just put them aside and not play them. Well, in late 2019, early 2020, mid 2020, something like that, I finally started to pick this game up, and I didn't think it was that special. Well, recently, about 6 months ago, I went to play it just because I wanted to finish it, because I was going to record the Devil May Cry series, and I've loved it. And I thought, why didn't I ever finish this before? And so I played through it a second time, which I don't do second playthroughs of games. I never do a second playthrough of a game that often. I've done it maybe 3 times in my life since I've turned 14. I mean, back when I was a kid, of course I did it all the time, but now I don't. And then I beat the game on Sons of Sparta difficulty, which you unlock after you beat the game on Devil Hunter. And then I went back and played it on Dante Must Die. And then I went back and played it as Virgil on Dante Must Die. And I just played it like 5 times. And then I started playing it on here. So I've played through this game 5 times within the last 6 months. It renewed my spark for gaming. I really loved it. I went and played Bayonetta 1 and 2 after I played this. And I just enjoyed gaming again more. Games like Control, which is one of those I put off during that time period. I've been playing. It renewed my interest. It showed me that there are some games that are genuinely fun out there without a $60 season pass and microtransactions and all that BS. You get a $10 pack of unlocking stuff you can unlock in the game, and that's it. Other than that, you get a pure game with just fun all the way through. You get 4 playable characters, and each one plays so different from one another. Similar, but different enough that you can feel the difference. You know what I mean? It's not like you're just playing the same guy with a reskin. And it's fantastic. Love this game to death because of stuff like that. If you have not played a Devil May Cry game before, this is a great starter. It even has a history of Devil May Cry in the main menu so that you can see the things that you have not ever seen before. If you never played the old game, so you have no excuse not to pick this up. This is one of the best collections. And if you have a PS5, all PS4 games are backwards compatible. So you won't get the freestyle mode from Devil May Cry 3, because that's a Nintendo Switch exclusive. But you'll have Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3 in the HD collection, the special edition of DMC 4, is available on PS4, and you can get this on there. So you can play the entire trilogy and the reboot, all on the same system, which is really nice. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into the game. We'll be playing on Devil Hunter because that is the default difficulty. You get Human and Devil Hunter. Plus, I haven't unlocked anything on this PlayStation mode. I got to mission 9. I was like, okay, I gotta stop. I think it's like mission 10 or 11 that Dante's story starts. And so, let's just go ahead and get into the game. If you want to know the story of it, it takes place about a year or so after DMC4. And that's about all you need to know. And it grew both day and night till it bore an apple bright. Get ready for a lot of William Blake poetry. If you're not a poet fan, you might not like this game. Almost every character has some relation to a William Blake poem. You always get one person praying in the crowd. Okay, multiple people are doing it now. Why not just run away? I'd be getting out of town. Yeah, that's Morrison. If you've seen the Devil May Cry anime, he was a white man. They have changed his skin color. I've heard some people say that it might be just a code name all of his brokers go by, but I don't think that's the case, because Patty is in the game too. It's not a change that bothers me, it's just an interesting change. If you've seen the anime and you think it isn't Morrison the name of his guy, it is. That's the same man. And there's our boy Dante. He's got this kind of hobo look going for him in this game.
What am I doing wasting my time here? He's got this.
You should not underestimate this demon. After all, it was he who took your right arm.
V.
Gained a great deal of power from it.
The character that got more fans in one video game almost than Dante did in an entire series.
I suggest you do not fall behind.
I will admit, V is a great character. It's amazing. At first, people hated Nero, and it took this game to turn him around. But V was just instantly loved by people. Okay, sorry if I talked over the cutscenes, but just trying to do it. Yeah, so you get the pre-order DLC pack in this game too. If you didn't know what it was, if you pre-ordered the game, you got alternate costumes for Nico, Trish, Lady, Dante, and Nero. This is Nero's alternate skin. It's just a completely white variant. It looks like his hair turns a little blacker. I've never ever really used it. I don't care for it. One thing I don't like about this game, and there are some criticisms of it, is there's no actual like costumes in this game. Like there's not even a harken back to DMC4 with like his default jacket from 4 or his default hair. You just get a recolor for all the characters. That's all it is a recolor. The one that's the best looking is Virgil and V's, because V's has at least got like a design down it that he didn't have, and Virgil's looks more like his old coat from DMC3. And that's it. Okay, we can customize because we're at that point now where we're not in the opening of the game. See, I've got some upgrades. I do not have anything that's like what you'd call a spoiler. This is all just default upgrades you can get throughout the game. I just got I got all the Red Queen's abilities and got some of the Exceed and a couple of extra Devil Breaker arms, and that's it. And a couple extra blue orbs. I just got a copy of the Red Queen. I like to collect like I guess you call them LARP swords, like those high density foam swords. I get like metal ones too, but I have a foam version of the Red Queen and the Blue Rose pistol. I actually got them right here. They're cool looking. I really was satisfied with them. There's this company called Real Fire and Steel, not sponsored or nothing. I just wanted to give them a shout out. I had one sword. I had Dante's sword, and it was messed up. And I will say this: the customer service is a little sketchy. They just say, "Well, you can fix it back," and not a problem I can fix. It was damage in the box. But the other swords I've gotten Kratos' Leviathan Axe, Kratos' Blades of Chaos, because I like to collect that stuff. And it's all really well done. 2B's Virtuous Contract.
You with no arms.
Okay, color up.
Out of the way.
Yep,
Let's get airborne.
that's about the best I can do in this case.
Come on.
Okay. Yeah, it feels nice to have Stinger on the opening here. It's hard to get higher difficulty when all you're facing is the basic Impuzas. They're not very difficult. Still don't understand why you have to rev the bloody sword. At least it's got 3 engines in it now. I think I only had 2 in the last. Yeah, you can't actually not fire off that 3rd shot for some reason. That's a problem I have with this game. If you reload the Blue Rose, he won't... There's no button unless you have, like, Gibraltar or Jabrera, I don't know how to say it, the arm that lets you go flying. He will always fire that shot, so you'll lose a shot, but you can't have it, like, loaded with 2 before you're ready for the fight. Which is what I like to do when I'm playing as Nero. In DMC4, I was not impressed with Nero's combat. I mean, the Devil Buster arm was cool, but ultimately it's like playing with Dante but with no block button, you know, and that was just something that's been ingrained in my head. And this game made it better, you know what I mean?
Each other out.
You can now just tear enemies up now. He's got color up, which does a lot more damage. He's got like 2 forms of dive bombs with Stinger.
Let's see. Which
You can taunt to get your extra bullet, which is nice.
Get out of my sight.
Yeah, block off. Okay, that's pretty good. Not my best work, but it's very hard here. They die very quickly.
Hey, thought you took off.
Do you not understand? We cannot hope to do this without you.
That's all right, superstar. Go on with your bad stuff. Go ahead. We got this.
I haven't read the Visions of V manga yet. I've meant to. I've seen like bits of it. But why exactly did Nero have to do this? You know what I mean? Because it's one of those things I can't really talk about without spoilers, so I won't do it. Yeah, if you see that starring thing down there, this game has a form of multiplayer. When I say form, players can like drop into the world around you, but they're not exactly influencing much, if anything. They're just there. You can't like interact with them or invite friends for co-op. And there's no like PvP. Okay, I got a B. Okay, rev up the sword. That's something I wish I knew a lot sooner, is that I could taunt and save the bullet. If I had known, that's the first time I've learned that. Because I've always wondered how to save my bullet. Now I know, just taunt. Okay, I'm all revved up. Let's rock, baby.
Hold on, Dante.
I like the color of his jacket now. Maybe in the later cutscene you'll get to see it and I can talk about it more. And there's Lady and Trish, both defeated as well.
Looks like this won't be a total waste.
How
of time
exactly does he
after all.
reload that pistol real good? Because it fires
Jackass.
2 bullets every time, so that means he has to reload it every 3 shots with 1 arm. I know how he does it in the game, but I mean, that's got to be awful difficult.
Sorry, Dante. I'm bagging this bitch.
I couldn't take anyone serious that revs up their motorcycle sword. I'd just be laughing at him to death. I would. If you can actually beat him here and get a secret ending, it's very difficult, especially on just the start of the original game. Crap. Come on. Whoa. Crap. Whoa! Ow. Come on. Whoa. I might be able to do it this time. I highly doubt it. Ow. Ow. You gotta destroy the shield first, which is this big red orb. Oh. Crap, I'm frozen. Ow. It'd be nice if I had an arm here. Whoa. Ow. Whoa. Crap. Ooh, that's gonna leave a mark. Come on. Come on. Let the best you got, princess. Bring it. Ow. Okay, I think I'm done for. Oh, Lord. Whoa! And yeah, I'm done. I couldn't dodge that right. He table hopped instead of jumped. And we're all defeated.
This is it! This is the end! It's all over!
Round 2.
Round 2.
I do like the stylistic changes to his Devil Trigger from 4 here. It now looks a lot more reptilian, like almost like a Dragonborn sort of thing. Not like from the Elder Scrolls. You get what I mean, like a half human, half dragon. And I like the lines, like of magma, fire looking stuff. And there's the reason the whole game works. Literally, he stays mad at his uncle for a month.
We must leave here. He's far stronger than we ever could have imagined. Bastard called me dead weight, but he come all this way for nothing.
I'm the type of person who holds a grudge, but even I wouldn't be that mad over that.
If Dante loses, you're all that can defeat Urizen.
Not really.
Is that what you call him? Yes. Urizen, the Demon King.
You're a reason.
The name of the demon that took your arm.
Ironic, since that's what V tells Dante. Your reason. And now the rebellion is no more. I didn't like how they changed the rebellion in this game. If you notice, one side of it has like an open, agape mouth on the skull, and the other side has a closed mouth, but the horns are growing out of the eyes. I just didn't care for that particularly well. I prefer the original look. Ah, Nightmare. My least favorite boss fight in DMC 1. Yes, if you didn't know it, these stands, or familiars, if you want to call them that, are bosses from the first game. So you have the Panther, Griffin is the bird, you know, Flock Off, Featherface. Yeah, you think those people would probably ran when they saw two guys jump out of it.
Dante lost.
Forget it. There's nothing we can do. We must go.
The fact that there's still some regular dudes just standing there watching that shows that they're not very intelligent. This is like the first time, though, other than the anime, we see a glimmer of humanity in this game world. Because generally, like, people are there, but they're, like, in the background. Or, like, you get what I mean. It's very rarely that you ever really see people in a big way in Devil May Cry. I hope the music does not get copyrighted in this game, because it's some of the best music in gaming, too. I didn't mention that yet. But if you love gaming soundtracks, which I'm a fan, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Killer Instinct 2013, the original Killer Instincts, this game has some of the greatest music in gaming. All their theme songs, Devil Trigger, Crimson Cloud, Subhuman, Bury the Light, are some of the best music I've ever seen. They just get you motivated, no pun intended, to fight. They're great songs for that. And that's the new girl. A lot of people say she looks like Velma. And from what I've seen at the castings, right, for that new HBO show, then they are going to do something similar to that. I like Nico, though. She's cool. I like the jukebox in the car, too. I've always wanted a jukebox.
Well, he's not exactly going up for Father of the Year award now, is he?
Her father was Agnes, or whatever, Augustus. You know, the guy who did the poetry lesson and stuttered a lot.
They have to do that in here.
Or the play.
It already smells like ass.
That's you.
Hey, Nico?
Don't lose your taste. I see him.
It would have been nice if they played that song from the anime, the Mermaid Rocks song. I really like that song. I was watching that episode yesterday, and I thought about this game not having it.
Hey, you have to hit every single bump in the road? Gonna ruin my groove.
Realistically speaking, he should have been out of ammo. That fires 2 bullets at once, and it's a 6-shot revolver. I like the callback to the reboot there. That's a nice way of acknowledging the reboot, doing the putting out the cigarette like in the trailer. Even though that wasn't actually in the game. But people got really mad about it. I don't see why Dante should be allowed to smoke. This is the greatest opening to any game I've ever seen. It's just so cool, and it describes the game without having to say a single word, almost. I just hope it don't get copyright claimed. Love that song. You left your lit cigarette right there. You had to grab a fresh one. So he killed what? 6 infuses or 7? While the car was still in the air. One of the best openings I've ever seen. Fantastic. I know I praise this game a lot, but it's worth it. I'm telling you, watching it is not the same as playing it. But when you see some of the things some good players can do, it is incredible. This game is fantastic in every way. It's fun to watch, it's fun to play, and it's... The cutscenes have that level of cheesiness and ridiculousness, as you just saw, that it doesn't take itself super seriously. But it doesn't mean the story isn't no good. The story is actually very good. One of the best in Devil May Cry. This game does not promote smoking. A lot of people got real pissy at that, saying, oh, that was a real warning. It's a joke, because he just killed all those things in overly dramatic fashion. You know, people can't seem to figure out the jokes anymore. I thought that was one of the most clever jokes they put in the whole game. I like how this is sort of a reference to Resident Evil too, you know, like if you look at the opening cutscene of Resident Evil 3, the original, this is kind of similar to Resi 3. You know, just the soldiers being overrun. He even looks like an old, like, soldier from the cutscenes. I don't know if that was intentional, because I mean, like I've said before, this game series started off as Resident Evil 4.
You look like you need a hug, but you're not gonna get one from me. Better get lost.
Hey, who are you? Hey, you're gonna get yourself killed!
If I saw a one-armed man with a sword walking into a room full of demons,
Let him do his thing.
I would do what she just said.
One-armed son of a bitch, you're gonna die!
Cheer up, crew cut. You taking notes? All right. Time to kick some ass.
You already have done it quite a bit. So now we see Nero's new gimmick. In the original game, you know, he just had the Buster arm. Now we can pick our arms, by the way. This is all the sets I have, and I have room for 5. Some of these, like Punchline and Ragtime, and I think the Buster arm, are like ones you acquire a little later in the game, so I do apologize for that. Stuff like the Pasta Breaker and the Mega Buster and Sweet Surrender, and I'm going to say Gibraltar. It might be Gerbrera, but I'm pretty sure it's Gibraltar. I'm not certain how to say that name. Is a reskin, kind of like Calvary R. So that's just like pre-order ones, and the Mega Buster. I thought there was a banana one too. That might have been left out of this game, because on the PC it was a banana one. Maybe that's one you just acquire a little later in the game. I don't recall. But I guess we'll take a couple of overtures. Gibraltar, and I'll take Pasta Breaker. And you always should leave at least one slot open. In fact, I'm actually going to leave 2 slots open, because there's always at least 2 or 3, pardon me, arms throughout Nero's levels. And so you're going to always leave them behind, but you can bank some of them, or you have to pay $500 for the weaker ones, going all the way up to $3,500 for some of the more expensive ones. But you can buy them in bulk too, so think about stuff like that and think accordingly. You know, do what you need. I'm not going to buy any more Devil Breaker upgrades just yet. I'd rather buy abilities like Wire Snatch and Enemy Step, Blue Rose's abilities before I don't need any extra arms right now.
I've got some cleaning up to do.
Yeah, so now you see what my new arm abilities are. Each arm has a different ability. And so, like, Overture can shock enemies. Gibraltar can, like, cause, like, shock waves. But then they all have, like, an overload ability, which you'll see me do later. That's the only thing in the game you can't actually do, is ride enemies. Generally, Devil May Cry is really good about if you can do it in the cutscene, you can do it in the game. That's the only thing they can't do.
Demons around. That's why I built him that well-functioning arm to kick demon ass.
It's not very well functioning, honey.
Psycho! What's the merchandise?
Hey, stop bitching and take cover.
Boom, shakalaka. Yeah, you can actually leave the hood up, which is kind of interesting, as long as you don't get hit. It used to be during a cutscene it would go off too, but I think they fixed that.
Nico, leave this
Wait.
here? Sweet.
How did she leave it here? That doesn't even make sense. I never heard him say that before. I don't see how it's technically possible. There we go. Anything else around here? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever looked over here. I don't think you can get over here. Charge up my sword. Still the stupidest thing I've ever seen. There. Now I can save my bullet. I wish I knew that a lot sooner. Yeah, in the cutscenes it goes down, and on the PC version it stays down in the cutscenes. But it stays up in gameplay now, which is a nice little addition, because you can see if you've ever been hit. Which I've been able to leave it up for a whole mission, this mission specifically. Those red infuses you just saw, they have red orbs, and so you can use them to gain a little extra money. There we go. See, they drop off quite a bit of money. Hang on. Crap. Can I target that? There we go. There we go. Not my best.
Why are they collecting human blood? It's not just about feeding.
But I want to head over here because I'm trying to collect as many red orbs as I can so I can get as many upgrades as I can. One of the problems of this game is there is a bit of a currency issue. Now, once you get Dr. Faust, it's a lot easier. I have grinded for the original EX taunts on PC. But it is kind of difficult to get all the upgrades the first go-around. If you replay the missions, then it's a little easier. I don't know if we're going to be replaying missions. I'll explain that a little later in the game. But for now, don't worry about it. It's my problem. Okay, there was another arm, see? There's always like an extra arm or two laying around if you just look for them. Still haven't been hit, which is good. This is the easy level. Those little quifod roots are not a plausible threat to you unless you aren't paying attention or are stuck in a long animation. Prepare for the first boss fight.
What a lovely
More
house
roots.
plant.
Still, stupid weapon.
Who brought the marshmallows? Because I'm bringing the fire.
I did like that line, though.
Incinerator! That sort makes these rats.
Like that? Then have some more.
Whoa.
Swing in a minute.
Whoa, crap. Okay, it hit me. Crap. Crap, I don't even know how I got hit by that one. Come on, I'm supposed to be a professional here.
Some spots that are softer.
Okay, I saw you. Ow! Okay, it's down.
Get out of my sight! Right there!
Whoa. Whoa. There we go, got it. And I apparently got another trophy, protect the people. But I've already killed the thing.
Hey, tough guy. That'll keep him, but not for long.
What do you mean?
Soldier Boy said city's gone to hell and back, taken over by the underworld. Not just here, but everywhere.
So what did she do? Just leave him?
Yamato did this.
Is it Yamato or Yamato? Literally, the characters in this game mispronounce this all the time. I like the van, too. The Mystery Machine sort of thing they got going now. I never noticed she had bullets on her cowgirl boots.
Don't get used to it.
Nico, I showed you those order docs, so you still owe me, remember?
Hey, you two! Dinner's ready!
Be right there! Hey, why don't you go ahead? I'm gonna finish up here.
That's literally all you hear of Kyrie, by the way. You don't even see her in this game. I do think that if you go to, like, the gallery, you might see a picture or something, but you don't actually see her the entire game. I didn't care for the slight redesign of the Devil Buster arm either. It kind of looks a little bit more reptilian. It doesn't have the blue kind of power thing to it as much. Maybe it's just because he's, like, deactivated it, but I don't know.
Well, you're in luck, pal, 'cause food's ready and Kitty A always makes too much.
I do like that the elbow thing is fixed.
Got a pair of those upstairs.
Also, I find it funny that he's so friendly that he's willing to let a hobo come into his house and just eat his food with no concern for his girlfriend or his friend. I mean, it shows he's a really nice guy. Plus, he knows he can protect them.
Nero, the food's getting
Get back inside now!
Ooh! One swift jerk.
I'm taking this back.
But he had the arm before he had the Yamato, so wouldn't it be a way to separate them?
I'll leave you alone for 2 minutes. What the hell happened?
Got my arm ripped off. You know, people can endure massive impalements to the chest, but he couldn't stay awake for his arm getting ripped off. I do love the motion capture in some of this game. You could see, like, the peach fuzz on his face in that cutscene. It really is incredible what the RE engine can do in terms of its graphical fidelity options. We'll do this one last mission and then we're done. We should be able to finish it within 15 minutes.
That's it. No more wheels from here.
Or if anything, because this game has like a checkpoint system we can pick up better.
Yo, yo, yo. Check it out.
What? And this is?
From Morrison. I think it's his manifesto.
Morrison's letter. It's been a good 30 years since I last wrote something like a letter. Don't worry. Don't have a typewriter or nothing, so unfortunately you're stuck with my shitty handwriting for now. I heard you're heading back to Redgrave. Wasn't sure exactly what I could do for you. I'm not a powerhouse like you or the sharpest knife in the drawer. You got nice tasting cigars and suits. Still, given my business, the least I can do is get you a few leads. Can't say exactly how useful they'll be, but hey, better than nothing, right? So the first time I met Dante, he actually went by a different name, Tony Redgrave. That's what's written on his guns, in case you didn't never get the correlation. But that got your attention, huh? Tony Redgrave, Redgrave City. This a coincidence or something more? I honestly can't say. Still, I figured if you're heading out in that direction, you might be able to learn the truth yourself. That's why I've decided to tell you everything I know about Dante. It ain't every day I just give this stuff away, boy. You best be grateful. You can actually read the rest of the letter in the gallery. It's just mostly the
I'm waiting
history
on you.
of Dante.
I'm cooking. Any special orders?
As I was saying, originally, in the original canon, they kind of modified a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit. Dante was... How do you word it? He was a little bit more of like a mercenary before he was a devil hunter, and he changed his name. You're talking about CD tapes and mangas and stuff that I've just pieced together through the years. it's like he had an adopted mother. When all the events of his past, you know, Sparta dying and Eva dying, happened, and so he went and lived with some old woman, and she changed his name to Tony Redgrave. It had no correlation with his home. Now they've changed it more to where he didn't just do it out of necessity, he did it out of remembrance of his hometown. In fact, for a while there was a manga where Virgil, they never fully specified if it was while he was Nilo Angelo or while he was Virgil, but was a mercenary too that went by the name of Gilver. And that's where one of the recolors comes in play. I'll let you figure out which one. But other than that, as you can see, I'll go ahead and get rid of Tomboy. No. Okay, just remove and remove. There. That's all I need. And then swap out. I prefer... Overture's just... It's your first arm, and it's one of your best arms. Literally, it's just... Really, the one problem I have with this game, too, is not all the devil arms are that useful. Overture, Gabrera, Punchline, and the Buster arm, and Rawhide, and Ragtime are like the only arms I've ever really used. And there's quite a few more than what you just see here. I just haven't got them all. That's really just the only arms you use. And sometimes stuff like Helter Skelter I found useless. Sweet Surrender, it heals you, but once you learn how to play the game better, you really don't need it that much. And in a boss fight, it breaks in one hit, you know, when you're using it. Posture Breaker's not very special. And the Mega Buster I find frickin' useless because it's a ranged weapon. But you can't aim it because when you hold down the right trigger, that's what lets the snatch ability come in. You know, the wire thing where he pulls enemies in. Same as like in Devil May Cry 4. So you have to let go of the targeting button. But then you can't aim it. So it's a stupid weapon that's just supposed to be a reference to Mega Man. And so I just don't like it. Okay, we can afford Color Up 3, but I can't afford Max Act, and that would be the most useful thing to me. Snatch 3 would be the best thing. I want to save up for Snatch 3. Just so I can yank enemies in. I should be able to get it after this mission's over. Okay, now I can show you the ray tracing stuff. Let me wind up my sword. What's cool is if you notice... Crap, he still did it. Hang on.
Catch him to me. Fast.
Okay. Okay, now he's doing it again.
Come on.
Okay, there we go. You gotta wait till he's in the middle of it. As I was saying, what was I saying? Crap. It's all gone now. Oh yeah, I'll show you the ray tracing options. As you can see, there's a little bit of lighting and stuff on his arm. You can't see him in here. You'll see it in a second. Hold on. Bear with me. Right there. That's what you're paying for the PS5 version, the ray tracing, is reflections in these windows that are very foggy and not necessary to the game. And some lighting. And that's about it. You're paying for a little extra lighting effects and reflections on very dark items that's not necessary. Yeah, I tend to use Overture to do a lot. Okay, I see you. Get over here. Crap, and it went away. Oh well. I always lose that one because I'm too busy exploring. The environments in this game are not my personal favorite. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're pretty at times. Like, especially these opening levels. I like the lights and the colorations. But once you get to the other half of the game, the levels all start looking really samey. That's another problem I have. But here, they show the best first and then kind of leave you with the crap for the second half. The level design is not what's important in this game, though. It's just a series of arenas that are connected so you can fight. But the combat is where this game shines, and boy, does it shine.
What'd you say?
Come on.
Oh yeah, looking good, baby. Take up to the camera.
Come on. Get your groove on. There we go. Man, that music is pumping. Not my best, but pretty good. Yeah, I'm starting to think we won't be able to finish this level. But we'll get as far as we can. I do love that there is a proper auto-save now, because even Devil May Cry 4, you had to save and it just started you back.
Shall we?
Yeah, now that I can taunt and save that extra bullet really helps me, because I'm one of those people, I like to reload the gun before every fight. If you're asking what I'm doing over here, it's very simple. There's a red Infusa.
What'd you say?
No, I want you first. No, stop it. Okay, I'll take you first. Get over here.
Okay. That was a good one.
That's what I love about this game. Just taunting an opponent, clapping in their face, jump out of the way, and then just zap them to death. See, only in Devil May Cry can you get something like that. Oh, great. Sweet Surrender. If you want to know what Sweet Surrender does, it's an arm designed to pleasure Kyrie. And it just does that. It heals you when you're injured, but you don't really need it, and it's got no tactical advantage. Most of the arms, when you like charge them up, have an extra feature. Yeah, as you saw, he reloads the gun by hand sometimes, but other times when he doesn't have the ability, he puts it on his arm, which is interesting. I don't know why he can't use the hand on this one. I guess it's just something to do with the way they programmed it, because like the ones that look more monstrous, or like the Helter Skelter and stuff like that, they have a different function. There we go. And so he doesn't use his hand, but here, see, he uses his fingers, which is actually really nice. I like the way they designed that. It shows somebody with intelligence care, because they make his animations look... They didn't have to make his animation look different, but they did. Okay, there's a Mega Buster arm.
Making it easy for me, huh? Let's get airborne.
Okay, I wish I had Overture equipped. You can't switch arms. The only thing you can do is... Here, I'll show you. You can break away with using L1, and what that means is he slams his fist into the ground, and it clears the air, like it pushes everything back. It's like a defensive option, but you lose the arm. It completely breaks it. Nice try. They try to make these guys look intimidating. They're not even as hard as the standard enemies in 3. They look cool, though. I like the crown of thorns around their head. Very Grim Reaper-ish. Let me show you something. You can charge up your weapons. Okay, it broke. Crap. That was intelligent. Okay, back to the basics then. Whoa, mama. Nice try. Okay, now I got a better arm equip. Man, that music is pumping. Got him. Yeah, I've learned to just break the arms when I don't want one. Just use it as a free break. Like Sweet Surrender is, if you happen to switch to it and you lost a little health, use it to get your health back. And then just toss the sucker, because there's another arm waiting around the corner half the time. And it's better than Sweet Surrender. It's the most useless one in the game. Sweet. Okay, again, that didn't work. And what do you know? There's another Sweet Surrender.
What'd you say?
And that's it. I don't know why they bother spawning enemies behind you there. They just do it. And another Sweet Surrender. I think I got what? A little bracket of health that's not full? No, it's full. Okay, yeah, that is... I never noticed how sexual that was before.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Okay, it's not going to do it. It depends on like where you are in the animation that he saves it. And now you get the multiplayer system again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. It really is just... It's at random. It depends on if someone's playing the level that you are. And it's just a player or it's the AI. It's not really a multiplayer option. It was cool, though. It's a good idea. Like when it says the DMC crew, then you know it's not a player. Okay, let's try this again.
What'd you say?
Okay, the what you say one is the one that lets him save the bullet.
Trying to stop me. Oh, whatever shall I do? Huh. Yeah, I can make this work.
There we go. Would have been a little bit more difficult.
He doesn't seem like a demon to me.
Okay. Sweet Surrender or Gerber. Gerber is how he says that. So that's how I'm going to say it now. Gerber. I don't think I've ever been able to hear him say it before.
Wait, which way did I come from again?
I know if you go up here, there's generally an arm waiting. Not this time. There is this. If you want to know what Gerbera does, it's just, it fires a shockwave, does a minor amount of damage. And when I say minor, I mean very minor. And you can blast it, which is what I was trying to do back there, but couldn't do. There we go. Okay, rev it up. Here's another arena in here for us to fight in. This will probably be it for us. Whatever will I do? If that also gives you a free charge on your sword. Yeah, the combat becomes pretty easy in this game once you get the hang of it. This is where I get the higher skill marks. They generally, in my opinion, more professional players would probably know better than me. But it seems like they made it a lot easier overall to get high style ranks, especially, well, I mean, V is extremely easy to get Smoking Sexy style, but all the characters across the board have been made easier to get high level styles with if you just try it a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to end this episode here. I can, because like I said, there is a autosave now, so you don't have to worry as much. You can just restart at checkpoint. And so far, loving it. You know, always have loved it. I can't recommend this enough. If you're interested in a PS5, this game's like $40 for the special edition. Like I said, I'll tell you this. It doesn't feel necessary to me in terms of a remaster or re-release. Other than those improvements and just, I think, natural like resolution increase, because that's mostly like standard on PS5 upgrades of PS4 games. There's not really nothing special. Like I said, if you already have this and you just want Virgil and you don't have a PS5, you don't need to go break your back trying to get one for it. If you have a PS5 and you wouldn't mind playing this game again, it's worth it. I mean, it's fun. I'd play this game again on no matter which system I have it on. But it's worth it. But like I said, if you're not super interested on it and you have a platform of choice to pick from, I would recommend the PC version. Turbo mode is not something I've ever really played with. Legendary Dark Knight mode is not something that's super worth it, and the ray tracing is not worth it. You know, it's just most of the time I have a NVIDIA GTX 2080, and it can't run any game with ray tracing at 60 FPS. It can't even run most of them at 30 FPS. You need really good hardware to do that. Maybe some people say they can do it. I can't. I don't know why. It doesn't work for me. So unless you have like a 380 or a 390 graphics card, ray tracing is not really that important. And as you saw in this game, ray tracing is not particularly interesting anyway. It's completely unnecessary. So like I said, just get it on PC. It runs very good. You can run it in 4K, and it runs extremely well on a 280 graphics card. And there's mods. I've heard that they did make a mod for Legendary Dark Knight mode. I don't know if they made a mod for Turbo mode, and there's alternate skins and stuff like that that fans have made. So that's my recommendation. But I do recommend buying this game. Hope you guys will enjoy this series. I'm certainly going to enjoy making it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening.